Fortunately, most organizations do not have the difficult job of terminating an employee very often. But at Career Consultants, we assist an average of 15 to 20 corporate clients every month in planning one or more terminations. Our breadth and depth of experience is why HR professionals, as well as employment attorneys, turn to us to assist in establishing metrics for measuring the effectiveness and value of their career transition programs. In our previous educational videos, we outlined the importance of pre-termination planning, crafting and delivering the message, planning for and addressing typical reactions and emotional responses, transitioning the employee out of the office, communicating to the survivors. In this educational video, we're going to focus on measuring the effectiveness value of your career transition program. You will also learn why it is important to have a collaborative post-event team discussion about what went well and what could have been improved. It is important to see feedback from each person who had a role in planning and managing the termination process and transition event. There is an old adage, if you don't measure it, you can't manage it, and if you do not manage it, you can't improve it. This applies to managing the termination skillfully, just as it applies to any other business activity, such as sales, profits, or productivity. Your measurements and evaluation should include how well the team planned all the details, crafted and delivered the message, responded to reactions and emotions, transitioned the individual out of the office, communicated to workers impacted by the termination, and the value added by your outplacement firm partner in providing counseling and support in skillfully managing the termination, the effectiveness of the career coach and the coaching process. Everyone on the leadership team who participated in the transition event should be part of the evaluation. The human resource professional, the manager who delivered the message, the manager who communicated to the survivors, the career coach, the outplacement firm partner, other leaders participating in the transition event. There are actually 2 evaluations, and the timing of those evaluations is different. We strongly recommend a debrief session be conducted either immediately after the person is transitioned out of the office or no more than a day or 2 after the termination meeting to review what each member of the team did well and what each member would like to improve in the future. It is critical that the career consultant's career coach is either on site or on the phone with the evaluation team. He is an integral member of this team because they have observed and or heard objective as well as emotional feedback from both the manager and the individual who has been transitioned out of the company about their impression of the process. Perception is reality. Although the career coach is part of the leadership team self-evaluation, he or she will also be evaluated by the person who was transitioned out of the organization. For most programs, satisfaction evaluations are scheduled more than once during the program with the participant, and a final evaluation occurs when the individual is successfully re-engaged. The participant is asked to evaluate the overall value of the program, as well as their evaluation of the effectiveness of their career coach. Companies that have an in-house leadership development program understand the importance of striving to determine how well the organization planned and managed the termination process, determine what, if anything, is needed to improve the effectiveness of the process, enhance the leadership skills of managers responsible for managing the termination skillfully. Organizations that do not have an in-house leadership development program that teaches and coaches HR professionals and other leaders on how to manage a termination skillfully select career consultants because they specialize in conducting leadership development programs on this topic. Studies indicate that terminations managed skillfully help reduce involuntary turnover, improve employee engagement, productivity, and creativity, and enhance the image of the company in the community as a best place to work. Without the evaluation process, there is no formal way to determine whether these assumptions are accurate. We recommend you provide each member of the leadership team an evaluation form prior to the meeting in order to give them time to reflect on their experiences. The following is an example of that form. What did we do well? What could have been improved? In planning the termination, crafting and delivering the message, responding to reactions and emotions, transitioning the person out of the office, communicating with workers impacted by termination, program improvement recommendations, leadership team skill improvement recommendations. Note the differences between conducting the transition event face-to-face versus remotely. Note the differences between having your outplacement firm partner on site during the transition event versus having them call or meet the individual sometime after the termination. In conclusion, we know you are not faced with the difficult task of planning and managing a termination very often. But when you are, call career consultants early in the planning process. We hope that this 6-step educational series about planning and managing the termination skillfully has been valuable to you. Feel free to send this video to anyone you think will find it to be of value when they are faced with terminating an employee. You may want to keep a copy in your file for future reference, or you can always access it and other educational videos on the Career Consultants website, www.cci-indy.com. If you prefer a complimentary paper copy of Planning and Managing the Termination Skillfully Handbook, contact Betsy Hickman, Practice Leader at Career Consultants OI Global Partners at 317-264-4114.